This video has been automatically generated from an article written by Martin Freiland, that's me, on martinfreiland.com. Today, January 20, 2026, around noon, the financial website ZeroHedge reports a sudden selling wave on the global markets. Algorithms are said to have pushed everything down at the same time on this so-called Taco Tuesday, with a meltdown in the Japanese government bond market being mentioned as a possible trigger. This allegedly happens just as Donald Trump arrives at the World Economic Forum in Davos. The media report this as an unexplained technical correction. Do not be deceived by this apparent coincidence. You are presented with two carefully timed scenes from one and the same production. On one hand, the arrival of Trump at the epicenter of the globalist establishment, the so-called deep state. On the other hand, a story about a global financial crash that comes out of nowhere. The goal is clear: channel attention towards an apparent crisis, so you do not see the real power shifts and rearrangements being made behind the scenes. A crash is never just a crash. It is an instrument. It allows the architects to declare a reset, replacing old rules with new, even stricter control mechanisms. It is all part of the same narrative that is supposed to suggest a final battle between the so-called deep state and Team Trump. This apparent opposition, the populists versus the globalists, is a controlled illusion. The World Economic Forum in Davos is just a show for the public, intended to give the impression that the so-called deep state is gathering there. The real deep state is not seen in front of the cameras. Those who come to Davos are merely the actors staging the puppet show. The media plays its usual role as announcer of the show, so you keep watching the illusory screen. The real agenda is unfolding on a different level, far beyond the view of the camera crews and the financial press. While you are distracted by the shockwave on the stock market and whether this heralds a new crisis, elsewhere the foundations are being laid for the next phase of the master script. The real game revolves around the permanent restructuring of the global power structure under a technocratic, messianic, dictatorial governance. This is not a conspiracy. It is just how the script is being executed. Once you realize this, your view on every news item that comes your way changes and you see through it all as propaganda and perception management. Okay, that was it again. Share and like this video and see you next time.